Good morning, I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill from the KMET Weather Center. For the Beaumont and Banning area for the daytime hours, partly sunny skies, highs expected in the middle 60s. For the daytime hours in the IE area, partly sunny skies, highs in the upper 60s. And for the daytime in the Coachella Valley, sunny skies, they will be in abundance. Expect highs in the 70s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez, and it is a great day to be alive, of course. I got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. And Jesse, what's going on in the world?
Good morning. Oh my God, so many things are happening on right now. I'm actually I heard about this news articles a couple days ago. It was pretty funny and scary if it's happening to you. So apparently, a Florida teen wrote a program to follow billionaires and stuff like that, celebrities, takeoff and departure or whatever for flights. So he's able to track people like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and stuff.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk found out about this and he's like, what? So he offered the kid $5,000 to take it down. So the kids are like, he countered with 50 grand and he's like, you know what? I can use the money for college and maybe a Tesla Model 3. So Musk is all like, yeah, I don't like the idea of being shot by a nutcase. So yeah, so apparently Elon Musk didn't feel it was right to pay to shut this down, which I kind of understand his situation. Most definitely, because you don't want people tracking you. Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I get the. Well, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna give that kid. Good job. You got props, man. You got moxie. You know, he took an app. He had his own idea. He thought it would be cool. He implemented it. How old was he? Do you know?
Apparently he's like 19 or something.
Yeah, Jack Sweeney. And
oh yeah,
he's a college student, right? Let's see. He says the college student maintains Elon Jet, which is a tracker that tweets out when Elon's private jet takes off and lands. Wow! I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want this just in generality for like my own info. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why, because sometimes I see things in the air, and I know some people track like aviation numbers, which I guess they have apps for that. So, but I could see someone saying like, "Hey, hold up, like, you know where I'm at, and how I'm at, like, you know what I mean? Like in certain places of like, I don't know, Mexico, cartel would use that information and be like, you know what I mean? So, and then hold a ransom. We want, if you want your husband alive, you have to pay, millions of dollars. And like, so I can understand Elon's like, can we just take that down? But it's interesting what information is available publicly already, right?
Right? It really is. So the kid was all like, all right, how about an internship instead to SpaceX?
Oh, that's actually, he's a smart kid, man.
Right? So he's like wheeling and dealing. So he tells Elon Musk, here's some technical advice on how to blocking program to block your flight tracking.
Okay, all right.
So he was all like, okay, apparently he took my advice, saying it appears Musk is currently using the blocking program. So is Sweeney still able to track? So is Sweeney still able to track? So he's still able to track him, but it's just a little bit more complicated. So Elon Musk, we're watching you. But yeah, no, it's I don't know if is it a good thing or a bad thing. I'd be scared if I was a billionaire.
Well, here's the thing. It's not just him, evidently. There's other planes like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. But again, he uses already available air traffic data to follow these planes. With 180,000 followers and counting, the Elon Jet account is the most famous creation of Jack Sweeney. And that's the one that kind of said, evidently, probably somebody says, "Hey, I know where you're at." Well, he's probably like wondering, "How do you know where I'm at when I'm at?" And so he's like, "Wait, what?" So he obviously contacted him last fall, and at least he did the right thing, and he just said, "Hey, can you take this down? It is a security risk." He said he'd give him the 5,000 to delete the account and keep crazy people from finding out his whereabouts. So the fact that he countered, he's like, "Hey, what about 50,000?" He goes, "Any chance to up that to 50,000? It'd be a great support in college and would possibly allow me to get a car, even maybe a Model 3." Oh, so he wants a Tesla too. He's like,
See, look, that was like the second negotiation. So he was like wheeling and dealing. Like he started small and working his way up.
"Got it. All right, all right." Well, he said, here's the positive part. He said it taught him how to code and landed him a part-time job with Uber Jets. Okay, okay. And as a self-proclaimed fan, he got to share a conversation with one of his idols, but then it went next level with it, huh? Okay, that's interesting. You know what? Look, I say good for this kid. You know what I mean? Sometimes you stumble on things and you think it's a good idea. I don't think he had harmful intentions of it. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, this is fun. It's already information out there. People would be surprised how much information is already out there publicly. You could do a background check on almost anyone and find out all their social media accounts. You could find all their past residences. There's sites for that. You pay them like $29, and you can figure out something about anything. You can find out liens. You can find out legal things. There is so much you can find out on the internet. It's called a background report, and you just file for it, and you pay for it, and then you find out who you're dating. Did you know that? You look like
No.
you'd never do that.
So you can get a random report on anybody?
Well, it's not random. It's all public information.
Well, yeah, I just mean like, okay, I was not aware of this.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
don't.
So this is what I
don't-
tell ladies, okay? If you want to do a date thing, right? But you want to go next level, do a quick little background check on the guy, right? And you could do so. There's a good one. I'll tell you one that I use. I've used actually most recently, and it's actually this is good for our listeners because a lot of ladies sometimes don't know what is going on with their men. And this one is Ben Verified, but it's BEEN verified.com. And let me just bring this up really quick and briefly because this is good information for everyone, I think. And it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I want to know the truth about somebody because, sometimes you find out that things about them and you're like, what is going on? So here it is. Want to find out about someone. And again, this is all public information, by the way. It says 1 million plus people have been verified. It's your turn. And you can start the search there. You put in their name, and then it has a phone lookup, an address lookup, email lookup. Oh, look at that. Even a vehicle search. I didn't even know that. And it is pretty interesting because the information you can get is really quick. And it's been seen on MTV's Catfish, the TV show. Because some people pretend to be other people, but then when you find out all of a sudden that they're just pretending, you realize what harm they might cause you in the end. It even has aliases. It has a lot of really cool stuff on that, and you just find out everything you need to know about somebody right away. Now, I will say this, okay? I will say this. Obviously, some people think their information is private, right? It's not. You just need to know where to look. And sometimes your address is there, and you're like, well, I didn't know they knew my address. So you have to be careful with who you mess with. Does that make sense? But back to celebrities. That's why celebrities, really big ones usually live behind, sometimes gates and or doors, but they have those star celebrity maps, right? Same thing. Okay. So it's sad but true. But, cops that have investigations, well, even private eyes can do that type of information. Quick little check on somebody. It looks up public records. It looks up aliases. It looks up social media profiles. You might find out that your partner actually has a lot of stuff that he's never shared with you. And if you want to go next level with that person, all you have to do is a quick little search just to verify. They don't even have to know. It's confidential. Isn't that weird?
It is, but I guess if you don't have anything to hide, but this would be good for women who date.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, I didn't know he was married, had 5 kids,
Yeah.
and lived like 2 cities down.
Yeah, exactly. It actually does. It also because it pulls up your credit info a little bit, and because it does that, it actually verifies that it shows past residences. So it shows their real age, by the way. And granted, sometimes people have the same name, so you kind of have to know basic information to find some stuff out. But yeah, it's actually really good. And I recently used it on a little investigation because I saw a couple people flee the country. And so I wanted to put in their names and see if I could find out some information because they're offering a reward for these two people that evidently went to trial, but then they got bail, and then they cut off their, what do you call it? Their, when they put that little tracker on them?
Ankle bracelets.
Yeah, they cut that off and then fled. They had a home in Encino. I have a feeling they're with like their cousin or something, somewhere in like Palm Springs or something. But my point is, these are the type of things you could look at. BinVerified.com, Try by Millions, and it really works really good. I've already used it on one person, which I was like, let's see if you have other things that we should know about. And yeah, it's all right there. So I'm like, good to know. Because you need to know in order to like, sometimes if you know somebody's very suspicious, you wonder why, and then you find out why, and you go, okay, good to know. Good to turn that into the authorities. Almost sometimes you're like, how come the authorities don't know this? I mean, it's all public info. So
It reminds me of a story that happened a few years back about this woman who was dating online, okay?
yeah.
And she got a invitation from this man she met on Tinder. She was all like, he invited her out to like a picnic in the woods and stuff like that. That's a red flag, ladies. Don't do that. It's like, no, that seems kind of odd. So she wanted like in a public place, which was, yes, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So apparently, I think a couple weeks later, she saw his picture in the newspaper, and yeah, no, he killed somebody and invited her to the woods and stuff and killed her like that off of Tinder or something. So, yes, verify your people and be careful, ladies, because people are crazy.
I'm so glad you shared that because people in the dating world do things like that. I've seen a couple like go missing after going on a date. I will say this, and I've known ladies to tell me before they go on a date, they always have a trusted person that they say had to go on a date, and that trusted person can get them out of the date pretty quick if it goes bad, right? So they do a little text verification, and they're like, okay, it's going good, I'm okay, this and that. They have sharing location. I would do that with a trusted friend, you know what I mean? Especially when you go on blind dates. But I will say this, some of these have verification programs, some of them do not, and it's better to kind of know who you're going with, especially if you're a lady with a guy, right? Because like you said, that's a red flag, man. Me in a woods, like, and I get it. He probably threw it like, oh, let's camp, or not camp.
Like a picnic in the woods or something like that. Wow, that sounds amazing. Not for a first date, especially with someone you do not know.
No, or a hike, right? I'm not going on a hike with you. With the that's called red flag. Use your thinking mind. Yeah, so there you go. Let's go to our social media chat room. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine. Cold, awesomeness, busy day ahead for today. Did you see the problems that have been happening from the nor'easter and all of the people that are like with bad weather? It's terrible, Jesse.
Most definitely, because my brother and sister-in-law, they live in Florida, and they're scraping ice off their car in Florida.
Yeah, and that is not normal for Florida, by the way.
No, it is not.
That's a hot state for a reason.
Right, and apparently iguanas just drop from the trees when they get too cold.
Oh, yeah, horrible. Yeah, and you know at what point they drop?
No, I was not even aware of that. I thought it was just a joke.
It's not. I remember I used to have a friend. I should say she's still my friend. And her name's Malin, and she's in Florida, which is far south, Boynton Beach area, okay? And she told me literally that the iguana fell out of the tree. And I said, and I was like, huh? And she goes, yeah, it was frozen stiff. And I go, okay. Now, that was when the temperature was about 58, okay? They do not like cold temperatures. That's why they're all in Florida, okay? The problem with a reptile is they hate weather that's cold, right? It's been 20 degrees in the northern parts of Florida. You know how unheard of that is in Florida? even they're going, what the heck?
Right? I mean, like snow in a swamp zone, but yeah, it's just it's so unusual. Where's my snow? Dang it! I'm
Yeah.
still waiting for it here.
Yeah, well, we actually looked out a little, but the cold front, like we said, and I said, watch day after tomorrow. That's what we're experiencing. People are understanding that this week. There's a lot of YouTube videos talking about how odd this weather is and going, what happened? And I said, just watch day after tomorrow. You'll make sense of it. Let's see. Viviana says, good morning, everyone. Stephanie Reese says the LA Rams are going to the Super Bowl with the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, it's confirmed. Jesse's excited, huh, Jesse?
Yeah. I like the helmets for the Bengals. They look cool. I'm not a big sports fan, so I take the little things that make me happy. So it's fun to see a team that hasn't been in the Super Bowl for God knows how long. I can't even remember.
Well, it's funny that you say that. I think the question of the day is then let's take votes on who's going to win the Super Bowl, right? And how many commercials are going to be amazing or dumb, right? So, I watched for the commercials.
Right? The commercials, I was looking at commercials back in the days from the 90s, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh my God, this will never fly today. Because it's just like, it seems so, not necessarily offensive, but it's just, I don't know, I feel like someone would be offended, but I love the commercials, and hopefully there's a good halftime show.
Yeah, good point, good point. I really don't know who's performing, but you know what? I'm sure they'll do it big. I'm sure they'll do it really good. We have to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
When you want the best performance for your vehicle, think only of Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, right off the I-10 and 60 freeways. Check out Scott's complete list of performance products on their website at hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers can recommend ways for your car or truck to get better gas mileage and cut down on emissions. Need your car or truck to pass smog only? Go to Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont. Find out all of your questions on vehicle performance by logging on to hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, hdrinfo.com.
Here's to your health with Joshua Lane. Ideas you can use to be healthy and stay healthy. The current thinking about beauty, fitness, and longevity. Every Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Wellness talk you can use. Here's to your health with Joshua Lane on KMET, naturally.
Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit. Get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
When it comes to health and well-being, cellular hydration is the key. You could say that hydration is the key to every wellness program. And structured water in its natural state, is the key to cellular hydration. Most of the water available to us has been processed for purity, safety, and convenience. But processing causes water to lose its natural hexagonal structure, with unfortunate effects for our bodies. Now you can take your personal hydration to a whole new level with the glassware that restructures water in just 3 minutes. Golden Ratio Products brings you these amazing water bottles, carafes, and drinking glasses which put the life back into the water you drink. Try it and you'll be amazed at the effects you feel in your body. Go to goldenratioproducts.com for the next phase of your water consciousness.
Join Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. on KMET ABC News Radio, 1490 AM, FM 98.1, and Internet KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Yvette interviews the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock p.m.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. Lots of great things going on in the world. And the question is, who's going to win the Super Bowl? The predictions are out. And do you agree with them? The Super Bowl 56 matchup at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, which is here locally, has been set as the NFC champion. Los Angeles Rams will host the Super Bowl in their home venue when facing the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. Jesse, what's your predictions?
Well, since the vast majority of my family is rooting for the Rams, I'm going to go for the Bengals.
Of course you are.
That's what I have to do. I got to go for the underdog. I like some competition. I mean, if someone's going for one team, I got to go for the other, because then it's just not fair to me.
No, I get it. Oddly enough, my mom goes, "Go Rams!" So I was like, so according to this, both teams survived the pair of close games in the divisional round conference championship games to get to the cusp of NFL immortality. The Rams are actually right now. I don't know. Let's see. According to this, it's kind of up in the air right now. So far, it looks like the favorites are for the Bengals, to be honest. So yeah, according to this, I mean, I could be wrong on this, but I'm looking up some information on draft picks known as DK Nation, DraftKings.com. And it looks like they really are favoring the Bengals. They said even without factoring in the home field element, the Rams will have an advantage with their unrelenting defensive line going up against the offensive line for the Bengals. Cincinnati quarterback Joe Burrow has been magic in bringing the AFC champs to this point, but one has to lean with LA to get the job done in its home state. Oh, never mind. I guess I don't know how they do this. Oh, I see. This is for gamblers everywhere. So never mind. It's the Rams that they're rooting for. I don't know how they do these things because I don't gamble like that. But there you go. And others are kind of going, well, I don't know. We'll see. It's been a while, right, since these teams have been there. So that's good to see. But only one can win, right? So which one will it be? Looks like Mom rooted for the Rams, and others are still trying to factor in. Wait, what's going to happen? Mark Blevins tuning in. Thank you. Rosalie Huerta Madrigal, thank you for tuning in. And Pat Keenan, thank you for tuning in. George Zamora as well, thank you for tuning in. But it's a must-see on TV. They will square off this Sunday. Actually, let's see. No, not this Sunday. They will square off on Sunday, February 13th at 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m., which is actually 2 weeks. About 2 weeks from now. So get ready for that. How are you going to see it? Who are you going to see it with? That's the question of the day. But we'll see what happens there. Of course, some really cool stuff, and I guess we'll just figure out. It's all on NBC, and you can stream it for free on Fubo TV, by the way. So that's kind of a good thing to know. But there you go. So definitely the favorites so far look like it's over. It's the Rams over the Bengals. So I kind of want to see the Bengals win now. You're right.
Right? Everyone's going for the Rams. I want to go for the Bengals because everyone's going for the Rams. And this way, if the Bengals actually win, I'll be like, ha ha.
I get that.
I don't know, but it's just like, it's fun. It is what it is.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, well, last year was a pain in the butt, right? I almost feel like a lot of people don't remember last year's game entirely.
You mean the cardboard cutout game?
Yeah, exactly. So this one's, I know, got a lot of questions as to how they're gonna proceed, and again, you got to show your vaccination, I believe, and then there's some verifications for you to get inside, I believe, and you definitely have to wear a face mask, or so they say. We'll see on the televised version if that really happens, but it will be interesting. I will say, whenever people get together a lot like that, I always go, too many people in one space, you know what I mean? Especially with here. And then lately, some people have been doing research on 2, by the way. They're calling it BA.2, I think. But again, we still have that, but we still can practice safety in our homes with the people that we love. and of course stay safe in that way. So that's the great thing about being televised. And there you go. Mom evidently likes the Rams a lot. I didn't even know. So she's like, Jesse, you're gonna eat your words. I didn't even know she was that way. Don't judge her.
Oh.
I know she's coming off so strong. Okay. Tanya Orozco to the end. We appreciate you as well. All right. Some interesting things around the world, especially this. Russia has been in the news for the last few weeks, for quite some time, with Ukraine. And the question is, what's going to happen next, especially in the next couple of weeks? According to the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield, warned on Sunday that Russia's menacing military troop buildup on Ukraine's borders signals the Kremlin's intentions to use them, noting that Russia still has a chance to find a diplomatic way out. Now, having said that, a lot of people are going, huh? Because I know a lot of people are focusing on coronavirus, on weather that's really weird right here in the U.S., and some are not watching this very closely. I say you need to watch this closely, especially in the next couple of weeks, because the question is, are we going to war? The biggest thing as of late is, will Russia proceed with invading Ukraine? According to this, Thomas Greenfield's comment to ABC's This Week anchor George Stephanopoulos came on the eve of a open UN Security Council meeting. She requested to discuss Russia's aggression toward Ukraine and what to do about it. He asked, does the U.S. believe an invasion is imminent? And Thomas Greenfield says, well, you don't amass 100,000 troops if you don't have intentions to use them. Now, those that have been watching this have been kind of going, what's going on with the U.S.? Because at first, the administration pretty much said, yeah, well, we're going to go ahead and put sanctions on them if they proceed forward, right? Well, in the last few weeks, it's gone next level with actual troops and, honestly, weapons being sent over to the area in the event of a war. So this is the biggest question of the day. What happens next? She said Monday's UN Security Council, which is today, is one more opportunity to find a diplomatic way out for the Russians. She added that Ukrainian officials have asked for the meeting, which is expected to be heard in open session. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is actually a really good step. Is it the end-all, be-all? I don't believe so. I feel, honestly, there is a little too much happening. And I feel at the very end of the day, at least this is causing awareness to the people here. Because I can guarantee you, if I asked 300 people here in the U.S., do you know what Russia's about to do with the Ukraine? Do you know how that involves the U.S.? I think a lot of people would say no. So I will say this, for people in the armed forces, that means your military men, military women, are probably going to be deployed pretty soon, if they haven't already. Now, I will say this, and I noticed this about 3 to 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I want to say about 3 weeks. There was a ad, literally, which said 50,000 signing bonus for, well, military, right? 50,000 signing bonus, okay? Now, I wondered at first, I go, wait a minute, why are they recruiting with a $50,000 bonus, right? And I feel they need troops. They need men ready to go to war. And now, well, it makes sense. So have they kind of been wondering if this was going to happen? I feel the answer is yes. And I feel that the recruitments have been kind of low as of the last 3 years. And as such, now they put additional monies. So a lot of people are going to say, sign me up. And I say, no, whoa. Just hold back a little, right? When you go to war, well, Jesse, is it bloody or all peaceful? Which is it?
Of course it's peaceful. They throw pillows at each other. They have fights. No. War is bad. People die. Limbs get removed. It's horrible. It's something you do not want to be a part of.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the situation. Russia has maintained it has no intentions to invade Ukraine. Yeah. They objected to Monday's UN Security Council meeting. Oh, that's, see, right there. Threatening to move to try to block the gathering. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's next level then. Yeah. Dmitry Polyansky, Russia's deputy permanent representative at the UN, posted on Twitter that the meeting was a clear PR stunt, shameful for the reputation of UN Security Council. I get it. They're making the U.S. look stupid. I got that. Stephanopoulos said, can Russia block it? And if not, what do you hope to achieve? So Thomas Greenfield said, they know that they cannot block the meeting, and I expect that, knowing that what we're dealing with, that they will make an attempt. But the Security Council is unified. Our voices are unified in calling for the Russians to explain themselves. In other words, we're trying to have an open discussion. Let's make sure we all understand something, what's going to happen next, because we need to figure this out. Now, remember, she's the United Nations representative, okay? So this is going next level because the UN is involved. Everyone's involved. When Russia, which has, I think we did the math, 6,800 nuclear weapons, you understand, why are we going to war? You understand? So, oh, that's right. You want to invade Ukraine. Oh, I understand. Now, we talked about Kazakhstan as of several weeks ago. And that individual, I will call him a tyrant, actually had Russia come in and show their military force in his neck of the woods because there was a lot of protesting. Now, I have friends, and I checked in on them, and they said, yeah, we're peaceful. We don't know why they're coming in. And they really are. It went next level in a weird way. So now you have Russia on the south east side of it. If you look at a map, they're to the southeast. But the Ukraine is to the southwest. So the question is, are they going to come down and out and invade all of the other countries, which all the other countries don't want, obviously. When you have Russia, as big as they are, get in an alliance with several other countries, you have World War III. Okay? That's why we need to very much understand where this is at and why some, known as the UN, are trying to have an open discussion on perhaps peaceful relations. But the question is, are they going to have peaceful relations? And according to this, it looks like we don't know. Now, she said, our voices are unified in calling for the Russians to explain themselves. We're going to go into the room prepared to listen to them, but we're not going to be distracted by their propaganda. We're going to be prepared to respond to any disinformation that they attempt to spread during this meeting. While Russia's official line has been seen that it has no plans to invade, it has demanded promises that Ukraine will never be allowed to join NATO and that the Western Alliance will pull its troops out of Eastern Europe. Both requests have been rejected by the U.S. and its Western allies. So, is Biden showing some strength? The answer is yes. Has he shown strength before? The answer is no. Because Afghanistan, we all know where that happened. Everybody, goodbye. Right? And like I said, be careful because you're going to look weak. So evidently when Russia said, okay, we're going to invade, it was just, we're just going to put sanctions on you. But Biden went next level and said, you know what, we need to actually kind of go next level and show our support with military troops. But having said that, who is the first one to strike? Will the U.S. be the first one to strike? No. Will Russia be the first one to strike? Yes, in the next 3 weeks. So that's why this is a very big thing to watch, okay? If it happens, we're all at World War III. There is no way you have a superpower like Russia who wants to advance into the Ukraine. So they say, oh, okay, we'll back down once the first shot is fired, okay? This is very big news. No one wants to go to war with Russia. I say this, help the people of Russia from afar. Say, we know you're very freezing cold. We get it. We're freezing cold over here too. We have coronavirus. Do you have the virus? Yes? Okay, good. We had the virus too. Do you want us to share information with you on how to get our people to be safe? Because so far it looks like they're dying in miserable numbers. Is that the time to have a world war? Again, the last time we had World War I, it happened, oh, that's right before a pandemic. Do you remember that? The Spanish pandemic flu of 1919 to 1920 to 1921 to 1922. Weird, right? We're almost like 100 years and we have not learned anything. Then, several years, oh, that's right, 2 decades, you have World War II. All right, I get that. Then World War III, oh boy, is here. Weird, right? So let's hope it doesn't go next level, but let's be very, very much aware of it. Stephanopoulos noted that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, that sounds like, what's his name, Voldemort, Harry Potter, and his team have expressed some irritation, even alarmed, that the U.S. and its allies are exaggerating the threat for political reasons. Well, I will say this. The Ukraine people, and if you look at even just YouTube or any news article, they're on the border ready to go to war in bunkers, okay? And they're ready to die to save the people. They do not want to be invaded. When you have a huge army, let's imagine for a moment Mexico was on the border with a huge army. Would you want the U.S. to say, hey, let's protect the border?
Yeah, no, that'll never happen at all.
Yeah, but if it did, wouldn't you want the U.S. to say, whoa. Or even if Canada. I mean, right. Thank God we're friends with our allies, right? That's why we want to maintain peaceful relationships with our fellow countries. Mm-hmm. But let's say it was the opposite. We wanted to invade Mexico. Do you think they have the right to say, whoa, you're not invading our space? If we had a bunch of military right there and we're ready to go, do you think they would say, guys, can you help us out?
Right. I hope they would.
Yeah, of course. So that's the situation with the Ukraine. Now, she said the United States has engaged very closely with the Ukrainians, citing the call Biden had last week with Zelensky. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's recent trip to Ukraine and her meetings on a basis with the Ukrainian ambassador in New York. She said, we've also been working with the Ukrainians on building up their defenses in the event of an attack. And that's big. Since 2014, we provided close to $5 billion in support to them. $200 million of that was just provided in the last week. We've seen the Russian playbook before. They're using disinformation. They're encouraging Ukrainians not to worry about an attack. But we know an attack is possible. This is why Ukraine has said, whoa, okay, can we get help? So she said, at first it would mean Russia making the decision to de-escalate, to pull the troops back, and to come to the diplomatic table and to talk with the United States, with the Ukrainians and our NATO allies about their safety concerns. So this is the peace talks. Will it get peaceful? I don't know. Will it suddenly turn on its head? I don't know. But these are the things that we need to be very, very concerned about. So there you go. And according to this, turning to concerns over 7 ballistic missile tests North Korea has conducted this month alone, more than all of it conducted in 2021, including Sunday's launch of the longest-range missile it has tested since 2017. Stephanopoulos asked how the U.S. will respond. She said it is provocative. It's something that we're very, very, very strongly condemned in the Security Council. She said the U.S. has imposed unilateral sanctions in the last few weeks against North Korea and has pushed for sanctions within the UN Security Council. She said, I will be engaging with our allies, the South Koreans, as well as the Japanese, who are also threatened by this, to look at other options for responding. He said, is it time for President Biden to engage personally with Kim Jong-un? She says, we've been clear on that from the beginning. We're open to having diplomatic discussions. We've offered this over and over to the DPRK, and they've not accepted it. She said, but we're absolutely open to a diplomatic engagement without preconditions. Our goal is to end the threatening actions that the DPRK is taking against their neighbors. So I will say this. She's a very smart woman. And she's a very strong woman, by the way. But will it do anything? I don't know. I hope it does, because I can guarantee you now, if you have a family member in the armed forces, you're going to want to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. I hope we don't go to World War III, because at this point, if they declare peace and suddenly there's an attack, there you go. A lot of problems. So we're right there. It's right here. It's right amongst us. So be very careful, people, with where this goes. Do not hope for war. Hope for peace, and hope for good peace. Final peace. Because we do not need World War III with weapons of mass destruction, which are nuclear weapons that everybody has. Isn't that weird? Yep, but very probable. Ellie Gonzalez, thank you for tuning in. Says happy Monday. Yes, we love that heart and flower. We appreciate you. Patricia Sommer says they're acting like they want to take over the territory. I feel sorry for those living there. And she says there are international laws prohibiting crossing borders to take over territory. Yes. But they've been there technically, I believe, for about a month and a half. I could be wrong. But it's been the biggest thing. I know my mom has been watching this very closely along with me, and we've been watching since mid-December, I will say. And the way they're pressing down on them is pretty much like, we're coming in. And so far, we've been able to see that they have big forces there. All right, we need to take a quick little break, and we'll be back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam-encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam-encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hemet, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 queen pillow top sale on now.
You're running out of letterhead. What do? Lithopass Printing. You need business cards. Now what? Lithopass Printing. Invitations to a wedding? Lithopass Printing and Banning is the answer. Lithopass Printing can provide banners, signs, and blueprints. Think of Lithopass Printing and Banning for quality graduation, birthday party, and baby shower invitations. Lithopass Printing also provides lamination, faxing, and photo prints. If you need it inked, make it Lithopass Printing. Lithopass Printing and Banning.
Hey, Mark's here. We want people should know about the new Italian radio show on KMET. Like my Uncle Vinny used to say, Gumbas non stunad.
SID, there is no such words in Italian.
Forget about it. Tell them about the show.
The Italian Radio Show, presented by West Coast Italian Radio.
Mondays at 4 p.m. on KMET 1490, or stream us live 24/7 from our website at WCIR.biz.
Make sure to tune in.
You don't want that we should have to tell you twice.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to download our app. It's free. KMET 1490 AM. You can find it on any store possible on your mobile device and take us with you. You can stream us in your vehicle if you have Alexa, or you could tune in 1490 AM. We're available everywhere, and then some online as well. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, TV. And LinkedIn as well. We appreciate you. The latest is odd about this variant, and it is known as now the BA2. I'm going to call it the OM2. The OM2, which at first was kind of seen as, it's not that big of a thing. We've gotten new information on it. So I will say this, Jesse. OM2 is something that we need to understand, because OM1, which is the one that is more prevalent here now, is the one that we have to deal with. But knowing that there's a second version of this is almost like saying, for example, I don't know, take another, let's say if you get a blood test, right, and they say you have, Oh God, let me think. Give me a virus that's out there that has different versions of it.
I don't know. I'm not a big viral person. I don't know. No clue. Flu, herpes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think herpes has done something else, right?
Huh?
I don't know. What?
Yeah, well, technically they all have different versions, right? But very few people ask for it, right? Herpes is very common, like a cold sore, right? That's called on your lips, right? Which I believe I think the last estimate of all U.S. people, I think it's about anywhere from 68% to 78%. Some would go higher, about 86% people have herpes, which is technically on your lips. But there's different versions of herpes, right? You never want to get herpes down there. You know what I mean? So, known as genital herpes. Okay, so it's no good. It's no fun. But the point is, there's different ones like hepatitis. There's A, B, C, and D, right? So every single thing is different. If you have HIV, you have type 1, type 2, type 3, right? I know people don't know this, but you have different versions, okay? So what we need to understand is the difference between OM1 and OM2. Now, according to this, the study that the Danish study has come out with just recently. Now, remember, the OM2 is very recent, but I read an article recently that it's technically was discovered, I believe, in November, and we're now hearing about it now, all right? The study, which analyzed coronavirus infections in more than 8,500 Danish households between December and January, found that people infected with the 2 variant were roughly 33% more likely to infect others compared to the one with the 1. Now, the OM1 has been infecting a lot of people as of late, right? And unlike some people that don't think that certain ones can mix, some have had Delta and OM together. And some have had the flu and OM together. And some have died significantly quick. Some have not died significantly quick. I know we had to go to a funeral as of late. I keep talking about it because she literally spit up blood due to it affecting her kidneys. Okay. Now, having said that, worldwide, the variant, the 1, accounts for more than 98% of OM cases. Okay. But now they're calling this the cousin. This is the cousin you don't want to come over for Thanksgiving. Okay. Has quickly become the dominant strain in Denmark, dethroning the OM1 in the second week of January. So they're very, very quick to understand. Let's label these really quick and let's understand them and how they work differently. They said, we conclude that OM2 is inherently substantially more transmissible than 1, and that it also possesses immune-evasive properties that further reduce the protective effect of vaccination against infection. The study, which is conducted by researchers at Statens Serum Institute, Copenhagen University, Statistics Denmark, and Technical University of Denmark, they said this, the lead study author said, if you have been exposed to OM2 in your household, you have 39% probability of being infected within 7 days. If you've been exposed to the 1, OM1, the probability is 29%. Lead study author said to Reuters. That suggests that OM2 is around 33% more infectious than 1. I don't know how they get that. If they said 1's 29%, the other's 39%. It's actually 10% more, but I don't know if their math is off. The 2 cases have been OM2 has been registered in the United States, Britain, Sweden, and Norway. So far less than Denmark, but because technically Denmark got at it first, if that makes any sense. Where it now accounts for roughly 82% of cases. Whoa, I did not know that. So basically what they're saying is this. Don't underestimate it. Okay, you know how the other reports are saying, oh, it's like the sub-variant. They're saying it's the distant cousin. Okay, if you put that in your head, then it makes sense. So be careful out there, okay? That's something you do not want to happen in your family because that means everybody's going to get it. Now, the Pfizer one coming out soon in March is good for I'm not sure if it's good for OM2. So I think we're going to want to find that out. They're not the same exactly, if that makes any sense, which is why one is more contagious than the other. They say vaccines still play a role, but according to this, those that did get vaccinated were less likely to transmit as much compared to those not vaccinated. So they put those that were not vaccinated to those that were vaccinated and said, okay, what have we got here? But I think that they forget to take into account, again, vaccinations only work anywhere from 4 to 6 months. That's science, okay? They do not work for your body 100% 8 months later. Does that make sense? And they don't make you more immune a year and a half later. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Which is why Pfizer has said it looks like they're going to have habitual ones having to come out in order to take care of it ahead of time, because this is a world pandemic. Some would say an epidemic. So we need to be very careful there. Preliminary analysis by SSI has shown that they're, as far as hospitalization, they both hospitalized the same. The study confirms preliminary analysis from England, which showed that 2 appears to have a substantial growth advantage over the 1 type, according to Britain's UK Health Security Agency. So even Britain says, yeah, we are seeing this problem as well. So back to understanding your tests. You need to understand which one you have, okay? You need to understand. If you get admitted to the hospital, say, which one do I have? Do I have Alpha? Do I have Beta? Do I have Delta? Do I have Delta Plus? Do I have OM 1 or 2? And or do I have the new variant, IM, coming up around the corner, right, from France? We need to know this to be aware of how to treat it, okay? Now, the good news is we have some very good things coming from Pfizer coming up very soon. And they have a pill which you could take within a couple of days of having coronavirus. I'm not sure which one it is good against. I think it's against, well, it's a pill form. It's still brand new. I'm not sure it's gotten FDA approved, but they've been pushing for it to be. They say it's going to be pretty pricey. I don't know why it's that pricey, but there you go. It's almost like, in order to save your life, you got to pay this much. I go, okay. But, you know what I mean, Jesse? I feel kind of like weird about that.
No, not really. I said that all the time, right? There's no money to be made in cures, just treatments.
Yeah, funny you say that, and it's true. It's sadly true, especially the way they go at it. All right, people, so that's our story. We're sticking to it. Be careful. Those people in Russia, I don't blame the people, but boy, oh boy, leadership there, something's going to happen. And the people of Ukraine, please, please, please pray for them. When war happens, they will be the first to suffer, okay? So, again, knowing that, just remember we need to be very aware of each other, be aware of where we're at in the stream of time. Know that, hello, we're dying of coronavirus. We don't need to die of a war. Oh, wait, we have volcanoes happening for climate change. Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow, all these things happening all at once. Stay safe out there, people. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.